Hello everybody, good afternoon, morning, or night, wherever you are, whenever you watch this. So right now it's currently May 20th, and I just finished casting off my Lauren jacket the night before. I posted a little short on that if you wanted to see it. But my next cast on, which I'm really excited about, and I've been waiting to cast it on since I started the Lauren jacket, is the Ophelia Tank, which is the sister of the Ophelia blouse by Star-Crossed Knit, or aka Tamara Jordan, and I'm knitting it out of the same exact yarn as my Ophelia blouse, which is in knitting for all it pure silk in this colorway poppy blue. Really excited for this. This is a long waited cast on for me, and I'm hoping to knit this within the next 5 days or so because it's just a tank. There's no sleeves or anything, and so it would just mainly be like the body, and it should be relatively quick, even though it's on a relatively small needle, which is like 2.75 needle. Oh, and you can see I cast it on already, and I'm in the middle of my German short row. I think I have about 3 turns left before I'm done with the German short row, and then just like knit for however many rows the pattern call for. But yeah, I just thought I would take you guys along with me for this one, and then we can like knit this together. But yeah, I will check back in when I make a little bit more progress. So yeah, let's get going. So it is day 2. We're on day 2 now. It's May 21st, and last night I ended at about row 29 out of 58. So I'm technically halfway through my knitting back and forth for the panel. So hopefully before I go to bed tonight, I'll finish the other half and then at least pick up for the shoulder so that we can join in the round and then just knit the majority of the body tomorrow in the round, because I think in order for me to keep up with the goal of like 5 days, I have to start knitting the body tomorrow, so that like on day 4 we can probably start like, you know, picking up for the lace and stuff. So yeah, let's aim for that. But before we actually sit down and knit, I am about to block my Lauren jacket. Why is it on the floor? But I'm about to block my Lauren jacket, so I just thought I would take you guys along with me for the blocking of this, and it should be fun. But yeah, let's go block this together. It is day 3. Right now it's May 22nd, 8 p.m. and we're on day 3, and we might not make it. Okay, so I realized I should have knit a little bit more on day 1 and at least finish the back panel on day 1 instead of waiting for it to reach day 2 and then do that, because unfortunately, even though I said I'm going to do both of the shoulder yesterday, I was only able to pick up one shoulder yesterday and then finish the back. I forgot that I have to knit like a couple rows of increases for the armhole, so I didn't take that into account. But I was only able to do this. I think I have 6 rows left of the armhole increases for this shoulder here before I can pick up this piece. So hopefully we can join in the round today and get some progress in the round before I go to bed. But oof, this might be a fail challenge, guys. I don't know. Why did I think I can do this? But we'll see. Maybe not. Maybe we can still meet the goal. I think it would just have to get a lot of knitting done today and tomorrow, and hope for the best. I also realized that I don't have a 2.75 hooks for the picot edge, so I have to go to the yarn store to get myself a 2.75 hook. I do have one, but it just packed and it's not with me at the moment, and so I have to go pick up one so that I can complete that round. But anyway, let's get some more knitting done and see how much progress we can make for the day. So let's do that. It is the next day, and as you can tell from the previous clip, we just got back from the yarn store, and it is one of my favorite yarn stores so far that I've visited, because I've always ordered from Wool and Company online all the time, and I didn't even realize they have a physical store until we got to Illinois, and I looked it up, and they have a physical store in Illinois. And so my kind husband drove me 3 hours back and forth to go to the yarn store, and obviously I didn't leave empty-handed, of course, but yeah. And also when I came back, I found that I have a yarn delivery from Mother Knitter, so now I have this little yarn horse stash to share, but let's go over them together. One of the main things I went to the yarn store for was a 2.75 millimeter hook so that I can crochet the picot edge on my blouse, which, oh yeah, I also made a lot of progress on the drive, so I'll talk about that after. But 2.75 millimeter hook, and then I also got this cute little yarn needle stopper for my needle. Look at the sheep. Yeah. In terms of yarns, something really exciting, I got Link Cloud. Maybe I'm late to the party, because I've been seeing this all over my TikTok, but I've not seen it on Instagram or anywhere else. So I might be late to the party, but it's okay, because they look so beautiful regardless. And I'm planning to make the cloud blouse. I think it's called a cloud blouse by Petit Knit. I'll pop up a picture for you guys to see and have a reference. And I just thought, Lane Cloud blouse does not have any connections, but yeah. But this is the color wave I got. I do not know what the color wave is. 15, I think. Can you see? But yeah, I am really excited. I think I might make this my next part. All of these yarn I'm really excited about, and I really want to knit them up ASAP. But anyway, I think I might knit this ASAP though, because it is a little bit thick and it's going to be a little bit hard to carry around, and we are currently in between places, so I cannot have like this chunky boy with me. So I knit it up. I might knit it up sooner. Cast it on. I mean, what am I saying? I might be casting this on sooner rather than later. So yeah, this is one of the things I got at the yarn store. And then the next thing I technically only got 2 sweater quantity worth of yarn, so I didn't get too many. This is the second one, butter yellow, the color of the season as we all know it. I got fyberspates Cumulus, and this is my first time using this brand. I've never heard about this brand, never even tried anything from this brand before, but it is the Surrey base yarn. And I am planning to also do the Ivy blouse by Petit as well. I think that is her most recently released pattern that just came out, and so I saw that she did a butter yellow for her sample, and I have to have a butter yellow. I'm a sucker for butter yellow, or maybe I'm just really easy to be influenced. I love things are popular, and I mean they are popular for a reason. I'm a trend follower. I'm not a trendsetter, I'm a trend follower, and if I see a trend, I must be part of the trend, because yeah. So butter yellow blouse is coming up. But that is pretty much all I got from the yarn store. I didn't get too much. There was a lot of self-control I had there. I wanted to try so many more fibers, because there were so many brands I never tried before. For example, hedgehog fibers. That was one of the ones that I wanted to try that I didn't get, but next time, I guess. We can just go back to ordering online, because I don't think I'll have a chance to visit it anytime sooner. So it's okay. Onto my delivery. I have 3 project worth Actually, when it comes to Santa's Garden patterns, you have to order the yarn in order for you to get the pattern. So it's every time I want to knit something from Santa's Garden Designs, it turned into a little yarn haul that should not happen because I technically only wanted the patterns, but then, you know, you have to get the yarn for the pattern. And so there's that. But I got these. This is Mandarin Petit. And I got this in this green color, and I think there's about 6 skeins of them. And this is for the rose top, which is their summer collections. I love that summer collection. There's so many pieces in that summer collections that I want to knit, and I think the top 3 for me is the 3 that I got. But there's also the Cleo skirt and the Cleo sweater that I also want to make eventually. I think I'll make that sometime in the fall. The whole collection is just calling to me, and I really want to make everything on it, but right now I'm choosing the top 3 that I really want to make for like ASAP. But yeah, this is going to be for the rose top. I'll pop up a picture so you have a reference, and it came with 6 skein. And then I also got this is the Mandarin Petit in a different color and the Tynn line. So you hold this together, and this is the most beautiful set I've ever seen so far, and I'm really excited to make it. It is called the summer top and the summer skirt, and it's a whole set, and this is my first time we'll be making a skirt, and so I'm really excited about it. I think this is going to turn out so beautifully. I think I'm going to cast it on as soon as I finish this. Maybe I'm just going to ruin my whole summer plan and just cast it on, because I mean, it's 2 pieces. It's going to take a while to knit, so maybe I just cast it on in the background and knit on it from time to time, because it's only May, so we still have until August to get a couple wear out of it if we are able to finish it in June. I think if I finish it by the end of June, I'll be able to wear it for July, August, and September, for as long as summer run. But yeah, that's the goal. We'll cast this on in June. As of for now, we'll stick with what we have. So after this, I'll cast on the Psalm cardigan, and then after the Psalm cardigan, we'll do this. Maybe. I don't know. There's just too many decisions, too many choices. We'll see. But that is pretty much all I have in terms of yarn haul. It looks like a lot, but it's really not a lot. In total, I think there's like 5 whips I add on. You know what? Now that I say that, that is a lot. But anyway, let's get into our update for our Ophelia tank. So this is how much progress I made today. I started this early, as I said. I joined in the round and earlier, and then during the drive I made so much progress, and I am currently on the 2nd out of 4th waist decrease, and then I think I have like 4 more increases after the waist decrease to do. So I still have a little bit of way to go, but I do think we can finish the whole entire tank today, so that tomorrow we can just focus purely on the lace and the picot edge. Hopefully, because I'm going to stay up late. It is currently 8:30, but I'm going to stay up late. It is a 3 days weekend, and since there is only 2 days left of our challenge, I will not be going to bed until I finish knitting this whole thing, like finishing the split hem and everything, so that the only thing I'll have tomorrow are the laces. Or hopefully I'll because by the time I finish knitting this bottom, I probably will already did the lace edges for the bottom as well. So that's my goal for tonight, so that the only thing we have left is like the arm lace and the neckline lace and the picot edges, and so that will have to be the plans. But I'll check back in when I get to that point, so see you guys then. It is the next day, and you probably just saw in the clip before this of my try-on. I just finished binding off the lace for the front, for the split hem, and I still have the back to go, and this is how she's looking so far. I'm really happy with how it's turning out, the decreases. So I find that I had to chop the increases shorter. If you can see, I don't know if you can see very closely, but this is where I did the increases and it is more rapid than what the pattern was asking for, because I was looking through my Ophelia blouse again, and the length on my Ophelia blouse was like the perfect length for me, and I loved that length. And then I was comparing like the decrease, the waist decrease here and the increases on the Ophelia blouse with this top, and the decreases is what happening a little bit more frequent than what was asked on this tank. And so I take that length, right, the number of rows, and then I did some calculations, so I get this increase rate here, so that when I finish all the decreases and increases, it will align at about the same length for like as my Ophelia blouse, because I like that. And then, you know, with like the extra rows and then the lace, it will be perfectly where I want it to be, because I do have a shorter torso, and so I don't like my top way too long. I think on the pattern she measure out the finish length would be about 52 centimeter, and when I measure 52 centimeter, it was like all the way down here. That was my dog feeder, but anyway, it was like all the way down here, and that was like way too long for me. And so by cutting this is the length I end up with, and I think I'm really happy about it, because, you know, with my skirt being right here, and then it just lay perfectly right here. And since I've knitted it with this yarn before and blocked it before, I know it doesn't grow a lot, and so it will be like perfect. We are on day 5 though, so I consider this probably will not finish all of this by today. It's going to span into tomorrow, so 5 days challenge fail. But it's okay. Knitting is a marathon, not a sprint. I don't know why I wanted it to be a sprint, but it's fine. I overestimated my skills, and it's all good. But we're getting a really cute top, and I'm really happy with how it turned out so far. I was actually a little bit nervous as I was knitting this, because the length might be a little bit too long, like I said, my whole tangent earlier, but I'm happy with how it's looking, and I'm excited to finish it. Now I'm going to go and knit the rest of this, so I'm technically completely finished with the full body, and then we'll start picking up for like the armhole and the neckline. The neckline, I noticed on the pattern is that it's going to be overlaps right here, and sorry, the framing of the camera is a little bit weird, and I'm trying to like step back so that you can see more of my face without getting cut off, but then I also want to show you up close. It's all crazy right now, but the neckline, it's like going to be overlaps in the center right here, and that is going to be something new that I've not done before. I think you're supposed to knit it separately and then sew it together for the overlap. I don't know yet, but when I get there, I'll talk through the process of how it goes and how tricky that could be. So yeah, but anyway, this is what it looks like. So yeah. It is currently 1:50 a.m. so it is finally bedtime, but this is what I finished so far. And I just finished picking up for the neckline and did the first per row. I also did the lace edge for both of the armhole. I made a minor mistake on this armhole. So when I was going to do the sleeves, she's kind of skipped over how to do the armhole, or I thought she skipped over how to do the pickup rate for the armhole for the tank versions, because the moment you encounter the sleeves on the pattern, she said if you're doing the tank, then skip to the lace edges. And that's what I did. I skipped to the lace edge, or at least the part where it's telling me how to do the lace edge. And I was kind of confused why she didn't tell me like the pickup rate or how to do the pickup for like the sleeve. So I thought it was probably the same as the calf sleeves and the long sleeves. So that's the pickup that I did, right? So I did one stitch every 2 row. But then as I finished picking up for the neckline and did the row, I scrolled down more and I saw armhole lace edge, and I realized it was all the way down there, and it wasn't even part of like the sleeve sections, which is really confusing to me. And so I read through the instructions, And apparently the pickup rate was different. It's 2 every 3 row. So pick up 2 stitch every 3 row versus my 1 stitch every 2 rows. I don't know how much of a difference that would make. I don't really know. And also, you're supposed to do an additional knit row before you start the lace, and I didn't do that for both of them because I didn't see the instructions. So in a way, it is partially my fault for not reading through the whole entire pattern before proceeding to do it. But I don't know, do you guys think it's a problem? I'm hoping that blocking will help, and it probably will not be a problem. But I don't know if that knit row would cause any effect or make any changes, or whether the pickup rate would make any difference, because I was able to complete the lace pattern accordingly, and I was able to pick up the number of stitches that would require for the lace. So at the end of the day, I don't think that it's a problem, but the one thing that is bothering me is that one single knit row. But it's not bothering me enough to unravel this and go back and just do one of those knit row. But I don't know, like, does that knit row matter? Please, somebody let me know. I'm still really new at this, so I don't know if it matter or it doesn't matter. Like, would it help solve the issues where you can see there's like a bump between the top and the lace? Or do you think that blocking will help? I think blocking will help. Maybe. We'll see when I block it. Yeah. Anyway, you guys probably will see this after I like block and everything. So I don't even know why I'm asking you a question that you can't even answer me at this moment. But oh well, whatever. I probably will be able to see the difference because I did do an additional knit row for the neckline. So maybe I'll be able to tell the difference then and then show you guys the difference. So yeah. Anyway, ignore my questions. It's irrelevant now. But yeah. Anyway, but yeah, that's all the progress I was able to make. Oh yeah, I also finished the bottom hem here as well. So pretty good progress. So tomorrow is the 9 rows of neck laces and then the picot edge. And also, as I was reading farther into the pattern down below, she also said that instead of like after you bind up, instead of just cutting off the yarn, you should proceed to do the picot edge as well so that you have less ends to weave in. And I didn't do that. I just cut off the yarn, and I figure if I do the picot edge, I would just do it all at once at the same times rather than like, you know, finish, do the picot edge, do the next one, do the picot edge, but you know. But from her explanations, it makes a lot of sense because now I have like 2 less ends each sections to weave in if I've done it that way. But oh well, whatever, it's okay. Whenever we do it, it's totally fine. It doesn't make a big difference, but so far it's turning out great. And so yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow when I finish the top and everything. So bye. Not bye, but see you in the next clip. She's all done. All the lace are in, all the picot edges are in, and I also sew in the v-neck here. And yeah, we're on day 6, but it's okay. The fits is great. I love it. The only problem now, I experience the same problem as my Ophelia blouse, is that my armhole is a little bit too tight. And I know the reason why for it this time. I think I bind off too tightly. I should have used the Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off instead of the regular bind off. And I also didn't give any give when I was binding off. And so it's kind of like cutting into my arm. But before I go back and fix it, I think I'm going to try blocking first because I'm praying to the blocking god that it will solve the issues. But if it doesn't, then obviously I'm going to go back, cut it out, and redo it. I still have enough yarn to redo both of the laces, so that should not be a problem. But like I said, before I do it, I will block. Knowing from my Ophelia blouse experience, I will most likely have to go back and block it. I mean, have to go back and redo it, but am I going to do that now before blocking? Probably not. So we're going to hope that the blocking god will work out for us. But yeah, that is it. I will see you guys when I block.